But let's get into the news. We'll start with Exo 6 here. Star Trek Deep Space Nine Quark. 215 releasing Q2 2003. I don't know anything about this character. I've actually never seen Deep Space Nine, but a lot of people on Nanjim's page were very excited for this character. So I'd be curious if Ben is able to enlighten me as to why this guy's so popular. But people were fucking going bananas for this thing. I think the sculpt looks good. I looked up the character. I don't see anything very obviously wrong. The outfit looks like it would be an absolute nightmare to create. So I can't even imagine the logistics that go into making something like this with all that pattern printing. But Ben, what's the deal with Quark? Why are people so like? I mean, even Nanjim said this was going to be like their best-selling figure of all time. So I don't know about this character, but I'm curious.
I mean, he does say all his figures are going to be the best-selling figures.
You are not wrong. You're not
wrong. I think it's just a bit of a him, but I mean, this is an amazing character from Deep Space Nine. So the Ferengi race, like his particular race, was showcased in Star Trek: The Next Generation. But you didn't get to know them very well, other than just kind of an antagonist in that show. In Deep Space Nine, you get a chance to kind of know what motivates Ferengis. They have what's called a Book of Acquisition, which is basically kind of like their Bible on how to do trades and deals and kind of skirt the law a little bit. And Quark himself is a bartender in the show. But over the course of the series, he becomes kind of one of the main cast of characters in Deep Space Nine. And he's got some pretty cool, relatively fulfilling storylines. In terms of this figure itself, I mean, you nailed it. I think he looks exactly like the film character. I think the only criticism that I have is that it's got the head kind of separated from the neck piece. So that's a little bit unsightly at certain angles. But for the big ears and stuff, I think it's passable for the most part.
Have you seen his face, bro?
Well, right. They just haven't been very consistent with that. So, like, some figures have had a sculpted head and neck, and it looks really seamless and nice and clean. And then they've had some figures that have, like, that separated piece. So, most specifically, some of the female characters with really slender jawlines, they're kind of that separate piece, which doesn't look good. And then Quark was also in some of the animated show, which is cool. So the animated show actually gives a bit better of a color representation of his outfit, whereas if you look at screenshots from the show, it's a little bit more muted down. But otherwise, super, super cool. And I mean, unless somebody picks up the Star Trek line down in the future sort of thing, once Exo 6 is done with it, it'd be hard to say if we'd ever see a Quark again. Like, he's very, very unique in terms of 1/6 scale.
Can you go back to that first picture?
First off, yes, I will. I feel like this is going to be Kanye West's outfit by at least 2024 minimum.
He's already worn this.
Kanye who?
And second, Tina says, I don't really watch Star Trek, so I'm sorry to the fans, but Deep Space Nine sounds adultish to me. Dean, I think Deep Space 2 is probably...
Don't apologize,
probably
Tina.
sound adultish as well. I mean,
I think Deep Space 2 is probably more than enough, honestly.
I think a lot of people... I mean, that's pretty deep if you ask me. I mean,
yeah.
All I have to say about this is...
She says true.
That's amazing.
All I have to say about this is if you're starting a show with Star Trek news...
You know there's a slow news.
You know there's a problem. You know there's a problem. I'd rather see a reissue, to be honest.
Ben,
Secondly, I can't buy this figure. I'll never be able to buy this figure. Because all I see when I look at this guy's face is two Cinnabons on the side of his head.
Jesus Christ.
I was going to ask, Ben, is it true that the Ferengi, that's kind of like an androgynous zone? Or how do you say that?
Ew,
Erogenous?
erogenous?
Yeah. They like, the size of their like ears is kind of like their
Damn, he's
manliness.
got a big dick is what you're saying.
A little bit. They rub each other's lobes to make it feel nice.
Yeah.
So.
Marco,
Yeah.
can you rub my
This show
lobes
just
at
keeps
Oxcon
getting worse.
23?
It just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, the Ferengi are fucking weird, dude.
Everyone's talking about the ears. I can't stop looking at the top of his head.
Dude,
I don't
the
even know
fucking-
what the fuck's
Marco's head
a
looks
little-
like.
Looks like two fucking croissants or something. I don't know. Truffle.
What's Worf? Is he a Klingon?
He's a Klingon, yeah.
The Klingon fucking beat each other up when they have sex. Like,
Yeah, man.
legitimately, like, beat
100%.
the fuck out of each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we'll see Worf soon.
Dude,
Klingon.
Worf was always my favorite
Worf is
because my
badass.
dad was a Trekkie. So, like, growing up, I was
that
Star
explains
Trek was
it.
always on the TV. I never paid it much mind. I was more Star Wars, obviously, but yeah, I know enough about Star Trek.
And Ben,
The
you'd
lines
be
are
proud.
getting
This is
deeper.
another guy that I had a 1/12 figure of growing up. So
Wow.
he always
There
looked
you
cool
go.
to me.
Now
It made me horny too. I don't know what.
He was touching the lobes. Nanjin
A lot of lips.
has also said that I don't have a slide for it, but I thought it was important to mention on CW as well. The TMP Kirk, so the motion picture Kirk, is so limited that the owner of the company has a damaged figure and it's not possible to replace it. And they've basically said if your figure arrives damaged, is lost, stolen, goes into the Deep Space Nine, I guess, that there are no replacement parts, there are no anything.
That seems
That is the best way.
fuck.
And, all you get is a refund. Which, I mean, he put it in his pocket and it didn't break. But, I mean, come on. There's going to be issues with this figure.
That is the best way to get out of a QC issue. Sorry.
Right.
Hey, man.
There's none.
Sorry.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Well, and he even
what
said,
the fuck?
he even said, Zach, that he destroyed all the files and everything. Like, I can just picture
Yes.
him kind of walking through with grenades and just
This is
like...
guy Tom Cruise.
done.
That's what happened with, and obviously it's a one-off figure, but I made a 6-scale PewDiePie that was featured on his channel. But we made it was 2 head sculpts, and Watto, when he was doing those, he erased the files after he printed them. He was like, that's it. So,
Kind of like the
That's-
KFC recipe.
yeah, exactly.
It's like the Coca-Cola recipe is fucking... There's only 2 people that know and they can't be in the same room. That's why Dean and I never hang out together, just in case.
Yeah.
Not for Coca-Cola.
I like Bob Dylan's comment.
If I wanted to get into Star Trek, but I kept getting invited to parties and other social events, never getting
Dude, Star Trek parties are fun. You don't even know what you missed.
Yeah, you rub each other's earlobes. What the fuck? That's how you get greeted at the door. Come here.
How will you
John,
pass
you
the
are on one
nachos?
today.
Hello.
Stop. I can only get so erect.
It's a cool looking figure, though. It's a cool
It's
looking
very
figure,
cool
though.
looking.
Yeah, Ferengis were always that, and the Klingons. I always thought were the coolest looking Star Trek characters.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is like so humanoid and boring that they were like exciting when they were on screen. It was like, oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
for sure.
So, we did also have the
Jesus
present toys scissor hands.
This is worse. I'd rather look at Quark for the rest of the show.
I wouldn't imagine rubbing those lobes, Dean. This apparently this is really good though.
No,
to the
so-
scissor hands collectors
No, it's
because
the next one.
It's the next one.
There's 2 Edward Scissorhands coming
There's
out.
2. I put it in for
oh,
you
there's
for
2 at the moment. Okay,
There's
so
2.
Yeah.
okay, so the reason why I said this one may be better is because 1/6 Kid offered a refund if you wanted to switch your order to one or the other. So I didn't quite understand that post. So this
Likely
is the worst
away
one, is
from
what you're
this.
saying.
This is the worst one. I
okay.
admit.
Hair.
Thank
Okay, so
God.
this
is-
is the good one.
this is the
Okay.
art toys.
This
Yeah,
one,
this
this
is
guy's got a
better.
goddamn afro. He's fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that.
He needs
This
his
looks good.
Scissorhands to get rid of all that.
This is art.
This one looks
toys.
really good. This one looks really good.
Do we have a pricing on this one on the art toys?
I hadn't seen any pricing yet, but at least
Okay,
as
yeah,
in
this
terms of the
looks. This was the one that I thought looked much better. So I was a bit confused when I saw the slides because actually Marco was champion today, helped me out quite a bit. I was like, damn, people are doing flipping out for this, bro. I don't know.
show. Yeah, not this one.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie. I'll be honest. I don't think I've seen it,
What?
Edward Scissorhands?
Dude.
It's been a long time.
or maybe it's been a very long time.
You could get away with this as a Christmas movie, I think.
Really? Maybe why not?
Yeah.
What's that one called? Zach?
This
Oh,
is the
Scissorhands? It's just
Art
Edward
Toys, Art
Art
Toys
Toys.
scissor hand. If you can find it, I love the base though.
Leighton-
this base looks
Leighton
incredible.
Richards says first pick is Eduardo Scissorhands.
Jesus Christ.
That seems a little racist.
That does seem racial. I
Q1
did not know that Hot Toys made this either. Wow,
Years ago, yeah.
Back
I'm
in the
learning.
day, oh yeah.
I'm learning a lot today.
Q1 to Q2 2023, total price is $212
Finally coming
That's
up
not
nice.
bad.
for this.
So
That's a cool-
those are his hands, or he wears gloves that have the.
Don't tell him.
scissors?
Don't. I feel
No,
like we
don't
gotta
tell
make
me.
this the movie
Actually,
of the
no,
week.
don't tell me. Yeah, now
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very curious. I think looking at this shot here, in a way, I kind of like the sculpt on the present toys more in the face, but the hair is what's really killing it for me.
The present toy is more expensive. It's $247.
Goddamn.
Also,
Present Toys looks like it does come with an outfit change from one
Oh,
of the
that
scenes of the
one's-
film.
Q4
So-
2023 present toy.
Oh yeah, there you go. He's
Like a
wearing the,
horrendous outfit change, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Like
fit
my
him
grandpa
well.
would
It
wear
wasn't
either.
very fit well in the movie either. Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
I was like, this looks like my
Okay.
grandpa would wear.
Yeah, because he kind of shows up and they're like, "Oh, do you want some clothes?" And he's like, I guess. And
How does
she
he
gives
use
him
that?
like some of her husband's clothes, so it doesn't fit him.
Yeah.
How
well.
does he wipe? There's so many questions. How does he?
He uses a bidet, fool.
How does he?
So
fucking
Big Bretta
flick
is
the
saying
bean, bro.
present toys has a leather outfit. Art figures is fabric. So another
There
difference
you go.
there.
So that
Does it
would
really matter?
Probably.
Is
well,
it real
the price
leather?
would go
Well,
up
probably
with
for
the leather.
longevity, if anything. But
But is it real leather or is it pleather? I'd rather have
Actual
the
leather.
cloth.
honestly, even if this one started to fail, it would probably look good.
Damn, I kind
You're
of want
not
to watch this
wrong.
movie now. I kind of want to watch this movie.
It's
Make it
really
tonight.
cool.
Let's make.
What is
let's
this
make it
red
tonight's
thing?
movie.
What is this red thing here? Is it
Oh, it's
sunglasses?
no. He goes to a.
Look
He
at
does a
Steiner
Christmas.
shades.
He does a Christmas presentation, and it's like he cuts up a
Oh,
bunch of
yeah,
paper and like
maybe I
opens
have
it.
seen this movie before. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so but it's been so long, I don't remember anything about it.
Tim Burton movie. So
Real
Yeah,
leather.
There you go.
It was like almost like his first like foray into his style.
Man, imagine this guy touching your lobes.
Well, look at his
Anyways.
face.
Damn Toys Ada Wong. This one's 350 Q2 2023. This figure looks beautiful.
They have no fucking business charging $350 for it, though.
I mean,
There's
you're
so
not
much
wrong.
wrong with that.
Okay,
Jesus
No, you
Christ.
can't. You can't say that. I know that. You can't do that. Yeah. So I don't know what their fucking deal is. Now, Damn Toys makes good products. Damn good products. No pun intended.
Wow.
But they shine in like the accessories and like clothing area, like military clothing, like that's like functional. So like the Leon, I was like, okay, I could kind of see how you're charging that kind of money for it, but that still seems really high. And then they did Claire, and I think she's just come out recently. And she just has like a jacket and jeans. So I was like, well, that's kind of still fucking crazy. And now this, and like they're each 350. It's like, god damn, like
Yeah.
there's no way that license is costing this much money. And like, sure, you get like an overcoat and a scarf, but like, I love Ada Wong. She a bad bitch, like in the worst
like
way.
Adrian.
Like she's just like an actual bitch, but she's cool. She's a likable character. What did you say?
She kind of looks like Adrian from Rocky in this one.
And Adrian. And but yeah, it's like I could never justify spending $350. Even on the
completely
Leon,
with
I didn't
you,
buy the
bro.
Leon. I
Yeah.
didn't buy the
Complete-
Claire either. Those are figures I would love to own, but $350? Fuck no.
Yeah, I love these Resident Evil figures. They're $100 too expensive. The Damn Toys Godfather was $250, right? And like that value is incredible for all it comes with. So you would assume they'd have some consistent pricing, but yeah, at $350 there just ain't no way. But I will say Hot Toys could learn from this backside, the right picture. They could implement this technology
Cheeks
on the
for
Black
weeks.
Widow for sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Sasha Banks.
I will say Leon, Claire, and now this one have each come out like a year apart, and they haven't increased their prices, which is good to see. But I think it's because they're charging so much they don't need to. You know what I mean? Like Hot Toys is like, oh, we'll charge like $250 for this year, and then like a year later, it's like, well, it's going up to $265, and then the year after, it's $280 now. They've consistently been at $350, but fuck, man, like they're just not worth it to me, which sucks. Again, I would love to own these. I have Jill.
Yeah.
I bought the third-party Jill. I don't think they've made a actual. What the hell?
I love Ben's little avatar.
Oh, I don't think
hilarious.
they've made a Jill yet. That's not a third-party one. So, yeah. And again, she just comes with all the same shit: a typewriter and like some guns. Like it's not like she's coming with groundbreaking shit.
I mean, they do look really good though. Not that
like-
that's worth $350, but the accessories
Right.
do look pretty
And
good.
like I said, that's where they shine is their accessories. And like Leon, his fucking box is like 90% accessories. He has like 3 or 4 clamshells of guns. She doesn't have that many. So it's like a smaller figure because she's a female figure, so just smaller in general, less accessories, and it's still the same fucking price. No, ain't no way.
And she's a fully seamless body too, right? I couldn't necessarily tell, but it
I'm
looks
pretty
like,
sure she is.
yeah, which
it
I appreciate
anatomically
them just
accurate, though?
going.
She looks good. She looks fucking good. That figure looks good, but dear lord.
speaking of, Hot Toys released 3 figures this week, which is quite a bit. We got the Doctor Strange. This is from the latest Spider-Man film. I think it looks okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Dude, I think every Doctor Strange has gotten worse.
I'm telling you that's styrofoam.
You're not wrong. Now there is a bet on the line here, and I want to revisit a clip from episode 195.
Oh, you actually got it?
196. Yeah, I got the clip here, so we're gonna play this.
Piece of styrofoam.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
amazing.
the little like bowl table thing.
Yeah, it's styrofoam.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Way to
Wow.
make me
How do you
not
know
like it
that?
even more, John.
'Cause if
Dude,
you zoom
John's a
into it, you
master
could
of
tell.
materials, bro. He
Yeah.
fucking looks at it. He's like, dude, die-cast, styrofoam.
It's like the
Does
styrofoam
wrong.
they make the boxes out of. You know the black boxes? They're black styrofoam
Wait,
boxes.
Not
They've
made of
stated
styrofoam.
that it's made of styrofoam, or you're saying it looks like it's made of styrofoam?
I 100% would put my hand over fire saying it's styrofoam.
There's
Is
no
that
way.
a Canadian thing? Because I don't
No.
put hands in fire. I don't do that.
That's not made of styrofoam. Can you
I'm
imagine,
looking,
dude?
I'm
It's
looking it up
styrofoam.
right now.
Look it up, please. Zoom in. We can zoom in if we can do that.
Okay, but it's just textured like plastic. They could do that.
It's styrofoam. It's you know the styrofoam they use for their box.
Okay, if
Princess-
it's- if
Princess-
this is-
hey,
if that-
Okay, that is not
if that
styrofoam.
if that item is styrofoam, I'll fucking buy you one.
Okay. Are you
that-
saying?
Wow,
styrofoam.
If,
Dean,
if
I don't
that
know.
item is
Jesus,
styrofoam.
Dean. Wow, I
Jesus.
don't know if I
Hot
make
Toys
that
doesn't
argument.
put styrofoam in their product. Now I will say I
So
just
we have
have
that
to
on
buy
the
the
line.
accessory, not a full figure.
No,
that's not what
come
I
on, you
heard.
can't
That's
walk
a
it
full
back.
Figure.
That's what I said. I said if that
here
item.
we
I
go.
said
Here
if
we
that-
No, you
No,
buy the
I-
full figure. Either way,
no, I
you
want
won. You won because Hot Toys heard it and they changed it for the.
There you go. That's
You're like fuck John, dude.
we're not giving this.
I could have sworn that
motherfucker a free figure.
motherfucking shit was styrofoam.
It the texture does look funny, but I just can't see Hot Toys doing that. Dude, for that kind
I
of
can.
money, I think they would piss off so many people. But it's remained to be seen.
That was fun.
Yeah,
no, it
we
won't. I
should
don't
have an
think
update. We should have an update.
it will. No,
next
if you
week.
look at the pictures, I don't think it is.
Dude,
It's not.
100. Dude, I'm not even kidding you. 110%. When the pictures went up for this, I was like, I hope no one remembers about this.
I was the one that called
Because
it out too.
it actually looks
There you
like
go.
it. It looks like that styrofoam that they use, that grayish.
I know exact. It's the styrofoam in the Iron Man, the diecast.
the Iron Man and the Hulk. They did,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what it looks like.
So exactly when you say, I know what you mean, but I still can't.
That was
see them
fun.
doing
I like
it.
seeing that clip.
A
That was
trip
Yeah.
down memory lane.
that was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Marco
was
looks so
hilarious.
innocent, bro.
Yeah, all wide-eyed
so,
and innocent.
Just quickly here, yeah, I think that was one of his first shows. Actually, that's before we did the logo change.
Yeah.
Hot Toys also released Axe Wolves today, so that's very cool.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people were upset that he doesn't come with the head sculpt, but are happy that he comes with double jointed elbows, and I imagine legs as well. But yeah, no portrait. Kind of a weird one. I don't know if it's a character that needs one. I remember back when this came out, we we talked about it. Like, okay, like why does one of these characters have a portrait, the other one doesn't? I don't know, but it did make him just a little bit cheaper.
The Death Watch Mando has like regular ass boots, and what does Axe Wolves get? Boot sleeves. What the fuck is that? It looks so stupid.
Ooh, that looks awful.
Every time, dude.
He's accessorizing. He is accessorizing. We also got Loki. This was actually
Oh, no.
third. I want to say it was the third longest Hot Toys production schedule. Now, when they showed these photos, because first they said, "Hey, we updated the portrait. Everything's almost done." Then they released the blogger photos. I was panned in the chat because I said the portrait did not look good. People were telling me to get a. Fucking Fern was coming at me too. I was like, "What the fuck, Fern? I got so much." Be calling the IRS right now. You talk to me like that. I don't think that this portrait looks good at all, and I think this figure has a lot of weird problems.
No.
So, well, you don't agree? You think it does?
No,
look
no,
good?
I'm saying no. It doesn't look
okay.
like him.
This has
Yeah.
been
Like that
massive,
doesn't
though.
look like Loki or Tom Hiddleston.
This
I don't
is
think it's
10
enough
years
of an upgrade from the first one, to be honest.
No,
I
the
didn't
first
either.
one is like a near perfect figure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This looks like a different guy. This is not
Yeah,
good.
I was getting panned in this Facebook group for my opinions, and I was getting panned in my own Patreon chats. Your own friends.
Why
that
you
do
gotta be
it to
so
you.
negative, Zach? Hate to see it.
It was so bad. It's so bad. I literally don't understand
Okay.
why this took 3 years to come out. I can't wrap my mind around this.
Jesus.
This dude
Okay.
has
I just
This-
need to hear a positive comment about this. I just need to
Okay.
hear what's going to be said.
Do you
about
want
positive.
to hear?
Go ahead.
You want my positive comment? Okay.
I want. It's like a
You
magic.
just put
So-
money on it.
Yeah. It is. So I was okay. I'll start with I was a little disappointed too, just because I thought it could be better, especially after such a long wait. However, what this kind of reminds me of is my A New Hope Luke. Luke came with 2 hair pieces, one so it could slot under that blast shield helmet, and one that was just like regular flowing hair.
It doesn't.
I think they totally should have done that with this figure, because I think that the face sculpt isn't bad. I think that's demonstrated by the fact that it doesn't look bad necessarily in the helmet. At least to me, I can see Tom Hiddleston's likeness with the helmet on.
Tom who?
Tom Hiddleston. It's when it has that slick back look that I think it takes away from it. I think
Bro,
it's
you
the
could-
fact that the hair
But
looks so
here's my
You could
point.
lay
not
every
necessarily
single
not
Infini-
necessarily the sculpt.
Okay, but
You
why
could
is
lay
this
every single
warranted?
Infinity Stone in on that fucking forehead, bro.
So
This
I will
forehead
say
is
one more.
huge.
I will say
Don't
one
say
more
it,
positive
Marco.
thing.
No, don't say it,
just,
Marco.
just really quickly. I know.
Don't be
And I'm
telling
sure
me new
we'll-
collectors get it. I want to hear
No,
it.
no.
Okay.
That's not
I'm
it, John.
still gonna get this figure.
Yeah. Hey, I'm kind of on the fence too. I have it pre-ordered as well, but so I will say I'm sure we'll do a deeper dive on this one on the reissue. But the tailoring, all the materials. So I was watching Denobi stream. He has the original. He was kind of holding it up and kind of going through like all the improvements they made on the actual body. So head sculpt aside, it's a really big improvement, honestly. Like it's a really nice looking figure from the way that they've done the outfit. Now I need to see a lot more data on the sculpt because it looks so
Jesus Christ.
it looks all over the map. Like right there, it looks nice, right? But I mean,
It doesn't
looks
even
weird.
look
Marco,
like it's
I
a
love
nice
you.
portrait,
Marco.
but it doesn't
To
look
me,
like
it looks
Tom
decent.
Hiddleston.
Marco,
Tina says
Yes,
low
it
key. Yeah, low key. This doesn't look anything like Tom Hiddleston, bro.
Marco, I love you, but I'm going to tell you something. You lost every ounce of credibility when you said I was watching Denobi stream.
Man.
Every ounce of credibility.
You got it. Whether you agree with someone or not, you got to take in
No,
all
no,
the data, right? That's my fact.
There's
finding.
agreeing. There's unless you were watching on mute, all credibility.
I don't understand how they went 3 years and they gave us this fucking
Come on.
goofy ass Buzz Lightyear thumb with a
The
fucking
That
fucking-
thumb is weird.
Come
right
on.
there. I don't get this at all.
If you're gonna reissue a figure, reissue the damn figure properly at least.
I mean, I think I could sculpt a thumb better than that. And it's weird because they do this type of hand all the time, and it's never looked like this with this weird seam. I don't understand what.
We'll be
this is.
seen. We'll be seen as the negative Nancy's, the ones that always bash Hot Toys. Whatever. It is what it is. Go fucking sing for your praises. Go to the top of the mountain and sing.
I'm an equal opportunity.
But
I
this
don't
is-
think it's. I don't think it's amazing, but I don't think it's as bad as people have made it.
No, it's not as bad. But the point here is, Ben, is what is warranted on this figure to reissue it. A little bit of an upgrade on some of the materials.
The outfit materials for sure. I
That's-
still think it's an upgrade over the face of the first one. I do. I know Dean's saying
Oh,
that.
I would have
first one was near
fucking
perfect,
if I
but
knew, I would have pulled mine out and we would have done a live comparison here.
Don't pull it out on screen, but
Yeah,
No,
'cause
Not
I
again.
charge extra for that thing. I'm talking about
touch
the
the
figure.
lobes. Touch the lobes.
But Ben, yeah, I don't think it's nearly as good or as bad as a lot of people are saying. Like it's somewhere in the middle, and I just don't know where in the middle
I
it
think
is just yet.
it was just so hyped for so long too, and because people have waited for so long, we've just built
Yeah.
it up in our minds. And it's like
I-
we wanted it to be
yeah.
perfect.
Can we agree
mean, I
this
think-
fucking thumb though stinks? Like why?
That is
Look like a
kind
thumb
of ridiculous.
bro.
That looks a little
like
silly.
if
The
it-
thumb,
if it
Spy
came
Kids.
out-
You love
Yeah,
to
there you
hear.
go. If it came out in 3 years and it was the best figure I've ever seen, I'd give this much more leniency. But bro, 3 years and we
That's-
have
it is a
questions of
long-
the portrait. We have
Yeah, was
questions
it 890 days or
The
something?
thumb.
Like
We
that?
can't even
Like,
match
crazy.
the skin tone of the hands and the arms.
of, bro.
I
To be fair, that's a common thing with figures with sleeves like this. That I
'Cause
wouldn't
for-
pan them
What?
for that.
I've never
All
noticed
kinds
it.
of figures have that. Yeah,
From Hot Toys.
no.
I've seen Hot Toys that have issues.
I
like this
haven't seen
before.
it. Not from Hot Toys. I've seen it in third party stuff.
I
but not
thought-
from-
They usually don't texture the forms when there's a.
Well-
sorry, Dean.
I thought maybe because he has like a guard plate on the top of his hand, and I was like, oh, maybe it loops around his thumb, but it's not on any of the other hands. It's just on this hand that the thumb has this weird seam line on it. I don't know what this is. I told Zach, I was like, maybe the thumb and index finger are connected, so you could.
I don't
And then
understand
like detach the thumb so you could put the
Yeah, that's what I was
staff
saying.
in. But I feel like it'd be easier to engineer the staff coming in two pieces than this fucking thing.
Yeah,
I don't
to, like,
get it.
They've done that before. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what this is. It looks terrible. Like
I'm telling you, that's Buzz Lightyear's thumb, bro. That made it in the box on accident. This fucking gabagool came out. The Johnny Silverhand, Cyberpunk 2077. I'll be honest. I think this is one of their weaker Keanu sculpts. And I promise it's not like a Hot Toys bashing party right now, for me at least. I don't love this because I feel like they've done really good Keanu portraits. But this is an interesting figure. I think when you get these niche, very specific type of figures with some really cool accessories, like I feel like down the line, it's tough because, Dean, you know this with No Man's Sky, right? Like, it went from being one of the worst games of all time to possibly one of the best games ever made. And if Cyberpunk makes that turnaround, you don't like No Man's Sky? No Man's Sky is fucking incredible. Anyways, but what I'm saying is, if Cyberpunk makes that turnaround and this is long sold out, I could see this one being a grail for sure.
Cyberpunk is really fucking good. It's a really good game.
I've heard from numerous people, man, what says it only took 3 business years to ship. Yeah,
I love that business years. That's awesome.
Yeah, 10 days to 3 years. Yeah, so I've heard from many of people that Cyberpunk is now finally a fully playable, enjoyable game. Unfortunately, it took them. How long has the game been out? 2 years? It's taken them this long to get it fucking right. And for me personally, I'm not going to reward them by buying their product, no matter how good it finally is. You didn't
Even
release
for
it properly.
$10?
Even for $10, I'll never buy this game.
Wow.
If someone gives it to me, sure, but I will never spend my own money on this. So for me personally, I'm going to actually agree with Zach. I could see this thing kind of drying out, maybe slowly, and then there's going to be like a huge resurgence of this game maybe one day, and people will want it. I don't think it's the greatest Keanu likeness in the world. But, I mean, for what the figure's supposed to be, I think they nailed it. Just, based on, like, the trailers and stuff, and I've watched a couple of gameplays. It plays the part it's supposed to play, so I don't hate it. I just would never get it.
I'm a little bit opposite as to Zach on this one. I think for the game, I think the character, the way they did the sculpt, I think it looks good. I think this passes in my book. I'm glad they didn't do seamless arms on that left arm there. But I'm not interested in the game whatsoever. But I was looking at some photos of the portrait, and I think they did a good job, especially if you put the glasses on. I think it looks like it's ripped out right out of the game. It's not for me, but if you're a fan of the game, I would jump on board. I don't think you're going to be seeing this. I don't think you're going to be seeing this figure anywhere else being made by any other company.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, John, actually. I'm feeling the same way. That picture on the right, honestly, does remind me of the promotional shots that they were doing in like video with Keanu Reeves when they were advertising the game originally, which is kind of cool. I didn't like the joints on this one, but I just don't like joints on figures, so that's not really specific to this particular guy. But I do think that pose on the right side again hides that ugly joint just a little bit. So Bob Dillon's with the $5 super chat says Johnny Silverwick looks a bit soft on the details. Neo for Matrix rebooted will look pretty much the same. Which he's not wrong. With the longer hair, like Keanu Reeves kind of looks the same in every role he's in lately. So you could mix and match a little bit. But this one I might actually consider bringing into my collection if it hits the bargain bin. I also recently picked up this game, and I've only put about an hour or 2 hours into it, but I've been having fun with it so far for what it is. It's not glitchy in the way that it was when it first came out. But
How dare both of you?
Maybe I'll send it to you, Dean, because you don't sell gifts. So then you're forced to keep it.
Wow. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's true.
I have to play just one thing real quickly.
A man can only admit when he was wrong and ask forgiveness.
Okay, so I did look up Johnny Silverhand, and I think it's pretty good. He does look a tiny bit different in the game from actual Keanu. I think the nose is throwing it off, but looking at the screenshots from the game is pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
like
good.
the furrowed brow. And
Yeah,
the nose is
yeah.
throwing me off.
But I just looked at the gameplay screenshots. It's pretty good.
It's a good representation.
I give it a pass.
Okay, there you go.
That's better than like the McFarlane version you could get.
Bro, I just looked up the
never saw
Pop-Up
that
Toys Parade one. I gotta pull it up, bro. It looks fucking rough.
You would hope
Pop-Up
so.
Parade,
Ace.
because Pop-Up Parade's usually pretty good, but they do anime figures,
yeah.
so I've never seen their
They
like,
should stick to anime,
realistic
bro.
ones.
You'd hope it was better for the price that Hot Toys is charging.
This
No,
thing
I-
looks
You're
like
not wrong.
fucking... Oh my god, this is... What the hell?
oh,
What the heck?
Oh,
Like
I think this guy.
like a sick dog,
Is this
bro.
I think this guy was playing for Iran
dare
earlier
you.
today. Holy cow!
Wow, that
Jesus
seems racial.
Christ.
He looks extra Middle Eastern right here.
I know.
So I will say, I'm
Looks like Marco Silver.
Wake
again.
the
I know, right?
fuck up. Colin.
Legitimately, that looks just like me. I will say though, I'm kind of with Ben. If it hits the right price, I would consider this one. A game that I picked up for $10, like I was saying, I wait for these
That's a good
games
deal.
to go. Yeah, $10. I was like,
I'd buy
I'm going to
that
get it.
for $10.
Wait for the next gen patch to come out. Really enjoyed the game. When I was getting so into it, I was like, hey, what happened to that figure? And I like started looking this up. This was a few months ago. I think that it's weird enough, right? The head's kind of oversized. The body's a little bit odd. But I like the accessories it comes with. Definitely haven't ruled it out. I'm not a fan of the joints either, but I will say after adding that Scorpion, who has the most horrendous joints, when you pose it in the right way, like the joints are completely hidden.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like got me thinking about that Cable figure. Like, if you get the right pose, this actually looks really sweet. Go
I
ahead,
will
Dee.
say,
You'll find that on the LeBron too. Like with
Okay,
those jointed
okay.
NBA figures. Yeah, there's good poses you can get them in.
because if you look at his chest on the left or his left side, that's like a unique sculpt even in the body. So it's cool that it's not just like a generic body they threw a metal arm onto, like say
True.
Bucky. This is a completely unique figure. So it is cool in that right.
And it's cool that they're just doing other properties outside of the standard ones, right? So
Yeah.
we need more one-offs like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've done a complete 180 on this figure. I kind of like it. Now that I'm looking at it and seeing all the shit it comes with, it's actually pretty cool.
Comes with some
You haven't even
cool
gone to
shit,
the
man.
one with him playing the guitar. That's
Yeah, I
probably
just
the
like,
coolest
dude, he's got a
accessory.
guitar. He's got that fucking cool bottle, dude. This
Hey,
is
there
pretty
you go.
cool.
If Zach
he the-
plays
is
this
he the
game,
main
he's 100%
character?
owning this. No.
Right, he's going to be in.
Well, yes and no.
Uh-huh.
He's like because he's. I don't know if do you want to talk about it?
No, don't spoil it if it's a
Okay.
spoiler. I want to play this game. I wanted to play it, but it was so buggy when it first came out. I'm also thinking, like, do you want to play it on Xbox or PC? I don't know.
See.
Let's
Whatever's
let's
your
move on
strongest machine by far.
Here. Probably PC at this
PC.
point.
Yeah.
Soso Toys released their Omni-Man or their Omnipotent. They did put out a disclaimer due to the red
Omnipotent?
color of the cape. Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Due to the red color of the cape, it will highly stain the body. So we have had to separate its packaging with the main figure to avoid the color stain. We would strongly advise collectors to soak the cape in hot water overnight firsthand before attaching it to the figure to further avoid the stain. You can apply Vaseline or talcum powder on the bodysuit to protect it from the color stain.
Is this a joke?
This is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Now, first and foremost, Hot Toys has this issue too, right? This isn't just a Soso Toys thing.
Yeah.
However, to tell me that I have to rub talcum powder or Vaseline on the back of my figure, if this was a known issue, like I don't understand why Soso Toys in their factories isn't just already pre-soaking these. Like, I don't know if they just didn't notice it, and then they open up the boxes one day and they're like, oh shit, like this is a problem. Yeah. It's definitely a weird.
Oh no,
weird thing.
it's definitely a known issue because this figure is barely out yet.
Yeah,
It's not like they've gotten a bunch of emails like, "Hey, my figure came all stained." People haven't even gotten these yet. I think Bretta
Yeah.
just put up the review like 3 days ago.
Yeah, he wasn't a huge fan of the figure overall.
Yeah,
oh really?
so-
I gotta watch it actually.
He doesn't like the body at all.
Yeah,
It
he's-
looks weird. It looks all like loose, like the outfit.
well.
fits
I think the
weird.
material's too thick. But anyway,
That too.
like
Brett is in the
it-
chat right now too.
okay,
up,
yeah,
Brian?
and he gets those figures pretty fast for like the everyday like average collector. So
He ain't no average collector. That's what you got to know about him.
okay, well,
Who?
I'm just saying he
Visual.
gets them faster than the average collector.
What are you guys talking about?
And
Big Breda. Our
Sweet
friend
Andrew.
Juan.
Schwab. If they're putting this post out I think this came out before the video by like a few hours. It's got to be a known issue. They had to have known it was a thing before they started packaging this shit. So I think you're right. I think they should have been solved first.
Yeah.
But it is also, I have to give them credit where credit's due. It's nice that they even bothered telling people this.
Yeah, that I agree with. Because Asmus just expects you to do it.
Yeah.
The hell? Dare you?
You are crazy. Not crazy, that's maybe mean to say. Nuts if you if you give them any credit. There's no credit to be given here. To tell me I gotta soak the figure I just bought in water and then do this and this to it. No. No way. Tell me that before I give you my money.
Yeah,
How about
I
that?
agree completely.
Tell me that before you give me my money. No
Yeah,
way.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jazzy. I don't understand why, if there's this issue, they're like, okay, we're going to hold this off for a week, soak the shit out of all these capes, and then...
If this was a licensed company doing this, they would have been ransacked. That it would almost
Yeah.
borderline fraudulent, to be honest, because they're. We can assume it's all speculation that they knew. It's the equivalent of someone selling you a damaged figure, in my opinion, right? They sell you a figure
100%.
without telling you, and there's an issue with it.
It's like,
and then
oh, when you get it, you're going to have to super glue the arm on.
exactly. Right, and that may be a little bit overboard, but that's the way I at least look at it. I think that's unacceptable. Now, if they did this before they sold any units and said, hey, well, it's a little bit late in production. This is what's happening. You're going to need to do this and then put it up for sale.
Yeah.
Okay, fair game. I'm buying it knowing that I'm going to have to do it. But to
Or-
buy it, get it, and then...
Or like if you ordered the figure before this date, it'll be like batch 1. You're gonna have to do this,
precisely.
and we've resolved it for batch 2
Beautiful.
or 3.
Precise.
But it doesn't
That-
inspire a lot of confidence, because, like, they're... Wait, let me just double check before I say something stupid. I mean, they make a lot of figures, right, that they're in the process of making. Like, this is such a weird hiccup. Like, I don't know if it's just Red in particular, but I mean, Hot Toys has this problem with the Jedi ropes from time to time.
Well, like they did that Kingpin that I absolutely love.
Okay, so I was correct. So Soso Toys, they're doing the Homelander, and he has a red and white cape. So am I going to have to deal with the red bleeding into the white? Like, it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence on that figure. I don't know. And then, I don't know. It's a weird thing for a company that this year has really done quite well for itself, and we'll get